Hello, my fellow chatterers and stat lovers, and anyone else who's popped in because you're curious or you're lost. I'm Chatty, and welcome to my channel, Chatty the Mad Chatter, where I will be chatting away madly about my reading stats for the month of June. But let's start off with the fact that this is going to be a one-shot, no editing. So cheers, everyone. Let's see if I can manage this in a reasonable time, as in under an hour. Try and keep the chatting to a minimum. We're going to start off by talking about whether or not I completed my June TBR. So these were the 6 books. I have The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulet. I have The Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. Dawn Shard, also by Brandon Sanderson. The Weather Witch by Paul Stewart, and Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. So from my June TBR, I played my book game, which is essentially Snakes and Ladders, but because it's booktube, it is Book Ladders and Bookworms. And I just need to say to everyone, thank you so much for your enjoyment of the book game that I'm doing. I have so much fun doing these videos, and I'm really pleased that everyone is getting on board and enjoying this. Thanks to everyone who shouted out for the One Ring card. I'm sorry I didn't pull it out, but it will be appearing again. Anyway, also thanks to everyone on the Shelf Space Discord who suggested punishment and reward ideas for if I did or didn't complete my TBR. So in May I got a reward, and I've put that into the pool for my August TBR. And we're going to see whether I get another reward to add to the pool or if I have a punishment coming up for August. The reason I'm saying August is because I've already filmed my July TBR video. I'm not doing a full-on book game. I am doing more of a shelf of possibilities, and I used it to choose some tea and taste books because I need a break. I've been doing readathons for many months, and I think I just need to chill out and just have a little break. So I'm just doing no pressured reading, and just kind of getting on top of some of the books I want to read without having to think about fitting things into prompts. I love doing readathons. I love doing the TBR. But I just need to change it up a little bit. So it's gonna be back in August. There's another readathon happening in August, so it's all gonna be back, and I'll be doing all of that then. But the time has come, the war is said, to talk of other things like, did I read these books? So let us see. Book number 1, The Firekeeper's Daughter. I read that. Ship of Magic. I read that one too. Oathbringer. I did not read Oathbringer. It's mahoosive. I was very optimistic about all the stuff I was going to read. I've got this far. We've got this far into Oathbringer. It is a reread for me. I've read it before. It's a reread. I love it. I love it so much. I didn't want to ruin this reread because I was doing all these readathons, and I had a few blips along the way, both in my reading and also in my personal life as a mum. We had some illnesses going on and other stuff, and just the reading wasn't happening quite as I had planned. So I made the very healthy decision for me to just pause Oathbringer, read other things, and then come back to it. But there is no way you're going to pause this and then be able to continue it within the month, especially as I only started it halfway through the month. So I kind of knew once this wasn't happening that it was going to fail. So then it was kind of like, TBR's out the window anyway. So I just read for the rest of the month the things that I was feeling and needing to read. So I'll talk through the rest of the books, but we know I've already failed. So Dawn Shard, the book that comes after Oathbringer. No, I did not read that either because it comes after Oathbringer. So what's that finger doing? So I've got 2 red and 2 no's. The Weather Witch, I didn't read either. I wasn't feeling excited about picking it up. The Lightning Thief, I did read. So I read half my TBR. But I have a load of other books that I read instead, which I will talk you through in a moment. But obviously, it's punishment time, which I'm sure you're all delighted about. So the bag full of the exciting rewards is going, and I have this lovely unused pile of punishments to pop in. If you have any ideas that you would like to add for what I could use as a reward or as a punishment, I'm more than happy to add them in. So feel free to comment down below and I can add them in. We have got some really good ones in here. Good for other people, maybe not for me. So Do from Shell Space Discord said, no buying books until all your TBR books are read. And I'm going with the TBR for the month, not like my whole physical TBR, because that would be insane. I am on a book buying ban, but when there are new books coming out that are calling to me, that I've been excited about for a long time, that are part of series, that doesn't count in my book buying ban. So that would be very much of a punishment for when those books are coming out. And there are books coming out in September. So yes, should I pull this one out for August, that would definitely be a punishment. We've also got things like, what this one's not going in yet. I can't do this to myself. So Brett, Channing Over Your Tantrum, and Anitha all suggested starting a Mahusive intimidating series such as Malazan, The Wheel of Time, or Shadow of the Apt. No, it's not happening. I might, when I'm feeling crazy, chuck this in, but with the current thing that I'm doing with my series at the moment, I'm not going to unnecessarily stress myself out, so I'm not putting that one in. That is for another time. Some other good ones is, where has it gone? Oh yeah, this is a really harsh one from Brett. Put my most recently earned book that I have not read back under the bed to re-earn. If you're not sure what that means, I will link a video where I talk about that I have to earn the new books that I bring in by being healthy. So that's harsh, Brett. That's harsh, but also amazing. Bridget's got millions. There's millions from Bridget. Next month, no book can have the same colour. There's all sorts of really good ones in here. Okay, so I'm going to fold them up. Actually, they're in a bag. I don't need to fold them. Why am I going to waste my time by folding them up when they're all in a bag and I cannot see what I'd be picking out? So I'm shuffling them up in here. I feel this happy reading now from the Fairy Loot bag is quite ironic. Don't feel it's going to be happy reading. Right, here's the punishment that will be happening in August. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's one of Bridget's. Read a book that intimidates you, from Bridget. Okay, so in August I'll be reading an intimidating book. Woo! So there we go. There's my punishment. It's here. It's out. It will be displayed in August when I do my August TBR. Maybe I will be using my May reward to help me with that. We will see. Right, let's move these out and we're going to get into the stats. Okay, these are all the books that I read in June. So, ouch. So there are 10 in total, and let's go through some closer statistics of them. And let's put this down because it's so heavy. So these are my 4 mice books. I have Rick, Edgedancer, Heartstoppers 2 and 1. I then have, missing one. I then have 4 cow-sized books. I probably didn't explain. I label my books as animals, talking about the size. So anything that's a mouse is under 300 pages, but over 150. Graphic novels will automatically go into mice for me just because they're so easy to read. Even if they have over 300 pages, they are automatically a mouse. Cows are 300 to 500 pages. Firekeeper's Daughter, 6 pages of being an elephant. It's just 494. So yes, 4 cows. So that is the Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, the True Queen, the Secret Sunshine Project, and the Firekeeper's Daughter. I then have an elephant. Ironically, it has an elephant on the front. This is The Memory of Souls by Jen Lyons. And then 1 blue whale, which is upside down, which is the Ship of Magic. Oh yeah, I should have said Elephant is 500 to 700 pages, 501 to 700 pages, and A Blue Whale is 700 to 900 pages. And I think Ship of Magic kind of came in 10 pages short. I think it was 880. On Goodreads it's 880. In here it's 646. I think it's because it's a bigger book, I'm not sure. Anyway, either way, it still counts as a Blue Whale. So there we go. There's all of the books according to size. Next, I'm looking at age range. So I have my 4 adult books here: Ship of Magic, Memory of Souls, True Queen, and Edgedancer. I read 3 YA books: Firekeeper's Daughter, Heartstopper, and Heartstopper 2. And I read 3 middle grade: Rick, The Secret Sunshine Project, and Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. So a nice, so I feel that's a nice mixture of sizes and a nice mixture of ages so far. I enjoy it when I have a mixture. It's interesting when I find that I've gone more one way than the other. I did say I wanted to be reading more middle grade, and I feel I've done that this month, so that's great. Now I'm going to look at the genres. Okay. Naturally, the most read genre is fantasy, so I have 5 fantasy books: Ship of Magic, The Memory of Souls, The True Queen, Edgedancer, and Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Interestingly, only 1 is middle grade. The others are all adult, but then adult epic fantasy is one of my favourites. I then have 4 contemporary books: 2 YA contemporary and 2 middle grade contemporary, which is not something I often read. And then I have another genre to add to this one, which I haven't had for a while, and that is a YA thriller. So yes, I have a thriller to add to the genre. So 1 thriller, and it was the best. Yeah, so I finally have a thriller that I love. Yay! It's classified as a thriller, but I'd say it's a contemporary thriller in that it has a lot of character and themes involved in it. So there's a lot of kind of like character moments, which is probably why I enjoyed it so much. I think I need a good character connection in thrillers for me to love them. So I'm now going to look at the different formats that I've read, and then I'm going to look at where I'm sourcing my books from. Not a huge range this time. I have got 7 novels. I have 1 novella, which is Edgedancer by Brandon Sanderson, 2 graphic novels, which are the 2 volumes of Heartstopper, Heartstopper 1 and 2 by Alice Oseman. And where I sourced my book from, well, apart from 1, they're all mine. So they're all from the shelves I have. Yeah, so that was good. Reading the books I own. Oh, format. No, I've done it wrong. I didn't think. So in terms of format, yes, we are still organised into format. So actually, I tell a lie. Although yes, it was 7 novels, I also, 1 was an audiobook. So Rick, so this is a placeholder, I'm using Melissa. Rick by Alex Gino, I read the audio book. So I never had a physical copy of it. I borrowed the audio from my library, which was very exciting. I've never done that before, and it was really, really easy. Definitely be doing it again. It was really helpful for kind of reading books I really am interested in, can't access easily, but I feel audio would work. Most of the time I prefer new books to be, I like to physically see it on the page because I prefer the control, but ones where I feel like it's quite easy for me to follow, or I feel I'm not as excited by the story, I'm going to be more engaged with an audio form, and I can kind of listen as I'm doing things. So yes, I talk more about that in my week 3 and 4 wrap up for June. So yes, 1 audiobook added in there. And obviously, yes, Rick was a library book, so 1 library book, and the rest, so the other 9 were books I own. 6 of the books were all new reads for me, so that's Ship of Magic, The Memory of Souls, The True Queen, The Secret Sunshine Project, Firekeeper's Daughter, and Rick. And then I had 4 books that I reread. So Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief is part of the Percy Jackson, the Heroes of Olympus, that I am wanting to reread this year. That is the series I set myself to reread. Edgedancer is part of the Stormlight archive by Brandon Sanderson, and that series I am rereading so I can get to the 4th book, Rhythm of War, and also the novella Dawnshard. And Heartstopper 1 and Heartstopper 2. These are books that have very, very recently come into my possession. So Heartstopper 2 is this amazing Fairy Loot edition, which I'm so thrilled to have. Look under the dust jacket. I mean, I show it off all the time, but let's show it up again. Look. Oh, can you see that? Oh, we've got weird lighting going on, but we have foiling of Charlie and Nick under there. It's so pretty. So yes, this is one of my birthday presents, so I was so excited to have my own copy of Heartstopper and read it. And amazingly, because these are quite expensive, especially for like the amount of time you take reading them, but because of the very hyped Netflix show, I mean, it does have this sticker on it, which is annoying, but this was being sold in my local supermarket for £6, and I was like, yes, that's coming home with me, thank you. Because I can't get the first book I missed out. I wasn't a Fairy Loot subscriber when they released the first one. I just watched other people's and felt incredibly envious, so I'm delighted to get the second. I really hope to get the 3rd and 4th, but I knew there's no way I'm getting the first, so I need the regular paper copy. That's a interesting or boring aside, depending how you look at it. But yes, 4 rereads. Okay, I'm now looking at the gender of authors. So I have read 6 books this month written by female authors. That is Ship of Magic, Memory of Souls, The True Queen, Firekeeper's Daughter, Heartstopper 1 and 2. I probably should say the authors' names, shouldn't I, as I'm talking about authors specifically. So Heartstopper 1 and 2 is by Alice Oseman, Firekeeper's Daughter, Angeline Boulet, True Queen by Zen Cho, Memory of Souls by Jen Leons, and Ship of Magic by Robin Hopp. I've then read 3 books by male authors, so that is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, The Secret Sunshine Project by Benjamin Dean, and Edgedancer by Brandon Sanderson. And then I have 1 book which is by a non-binary author, which is Rick by Alex Gino. So more of a range than before, so that's positive. I'm hoping that more and more non-binary authors get publishing deals. I think it's really important to make sure that everyone is represented. I definitely seem to read quite a lot of books by female authors. I still read books by male authors as well, so I do feel that I'm getting a good range of authors in there at the moment. I'm now going to look at sort of the cultural representation in the books that I'm reading. And this is kind of just a section where I'm just trying to put myself under the microscope and reflect on my reading and see if I'm reading sort of a wide range of people, and just checking, am I reading books by Black authors? Is all my reading white? So that's what this is. So I have 3 books written by the global majority, which is a phrase I have from when I read Loud Black Girls, where they wanted to spin it on its head so that it wasn't calling things a minority, and it was like embracing and seeing it as a positive thing. But they are more well known as BIPOC authors. So that is The Secret Sunshine Project, The True Queen, and The Firekeeper's Daughter. And then that means I then have 6 books which are written, no, I can't do maths, 7 books that are from white Western culture. So within my global majority, I have 1 by a Black author of English, it's set in England. I have 1 book which is Asian. This has got a main character from Malaysia, some side characters of Indian and African heritage, and some of the book is set in Malaysia as well. And then I have The Firekeeper's Daughter, which is written by an author of Indigenous heritage and features a main character of Indigenous heritage as well. So it's okay, but it could definitely be better. So what I've noticed when I've been doing this over the last few months, I tend to be kind of hitting a 30% mark, I would say, for my reading. I would like to improve that to 50%. I keep putting myself under the microscope to kind of see why is it that I tend to be reading mainly more books which feature Western culture or written by white people. And I think it kind of does come down to the books that I'm currently reading are a lot of fantasy series where we get more white writers in fantasy books, which is something that needs to change, which is why I am trying to be really reflective about what I'm reading and just checking to see and kind of encourage myself to be looking for more books and series that interest me by authors of the global majority, so that we can show publishers that we are interested in stories that aren't just white Western culture. We need to have more of a reflective view of society. Everyone needs to be represented, and this is what we need to show, particularly in middle grade. So which is why I'm so delighted that I have Secret Sunshine Project and that there are more books like this that are starting to be published, but we can still do better. So keep buying and supporting these authors. So we are now at the point of the video, which is the bit I struggle with the most, which is where I do my least favourite and my favourite book. And you may ask yourself, why Chatty, are you torturing yourself like this? Because it's kind of fun. Although I don't like it, I like to kind of try and think more about the books I'm reading. I love watching videos where they do top 10s and like seeing the favourite book of the month. So I'm trying to do it. It's hard, but I'm trying to do it. And it's particularly hard because all the books I've basically, books I wasn't enjoying so much this month, I paused. So I never finished them, so they're not in this list. So I enjoyed all of these. I enjoyed them all for different reasons. I've had a great reading month apart from the blips that we're not going to mention. And yeah, these books, this range, I feel very happy with it all. But I need to make some choices. And I think sadly, and again, I'm going to highly stress, this is because everything's like up here, you know, so we've got rubbishy level, okayish level, fun, happy, enjoyable level, and then wonderful, amazing level. So the least favourite is very much on the fun, happy, enjoyable level. You know, it's all very good, but I have to make a decision, and I'm going to go for Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief as my, out of all of them, probably the one that I was not as excited about as the others, purely I think because it's a great fun adventure. I really enjoy it. I have a great time with the characters. I have a great time in this world. But the other books all gave me something a bit more. There was more emotional connection to the characters. There was more, I'm so excited about hearing these stories that I don't always hear. There was more moments where I was laughing or crying or on the edge of my seat. But it doesn't stop my enjoyment for my book. This book, I really do enjoy it. But someone had to be at the bottom, and it's Percy today. So sorry, Percy. Oh, now it's really hard because I have to choose my favourite. So I'm not choosing books I've already read. So that very helpfully means that all of these are not in the running, which just makes my life easier because I don't have to deal with that. I really enjoyed Rick. I thought all of the themes, there were so many themes in there I wasn't expecting, and it was a really important book, I think, for everyone to be reading. In particular, I think it's perfectly aimed at its age range. It's really good for middle grade. It's a really kind of good exploration of exploring the rainbow spectrum, exploring people who might be different to what most people experience, and also looking at the friendship and the love and the strength and the joy, looking at your family life, looking at your friends' life. There were so many things in there that are so important to read. There were moments I just found it a little bit, it didn't flow as much, I think, because there's a lot of explanation to happen. I just think the flow wasn't there. So it's not going to be Rick. And this hurts a little bit because I love these books, and these books were in my mid-year freakout tag. So they were both lovely reads. I really love these books. But as much as I love this, I loved other books more. So it's not The Secret Sunshine Project. I feel like a traitor. It's not The True Queen by Zen Cho, which is one of my new favourite authors. And I love this book. I had an amazing time. This book was amazing. But the other books were even more so. And it might be a different story if Prunella was the main character, but I still really love this. But it's not The True Queen. Which leaves us with these three. These three massive books. So in the running we have Ship of Magic, we have The Memory of Souls, and we have Firekeeper's Daughter. I love all of these books. Ship of Magic was in my mid-year freakout as the best book I have read this year, along with a couple of other ones, but this was the one that made my heart sing, I believe was a phrase I said, because I had an amazing time with it. When I did the mid-year freakout tag, I had not read these two books. Had not read The Memory of Souls, I had not read Firekeeper's Daughter, and oh my goodness, did I round off this month with some absolutely incredible books. This series by Jen Lyons is blowing my mind. It is the most chaotic fun ever. I am just having the best time on this journey. I am laughing out loud at these characters. I've literally just had a conversation with some of the people on Discord reading this, and Bridget, again, who gave me my punishment, said the snark, the level of snark in this book is just outstanding. And just the punchy dialogue, the way they talk to each other, it's so fun. And like, there's just moments where you just, it's just hilarious. It's kind of like, it's just comedy. It's just so much comedy. And but the stakes are so high, and there's chaos, and there's so many jaw-dropping moments, and the ride in this book is incredible. Oh my god, I've just finished The Firekeeper's Daughter. I finished and I was hugging it. I was hugging this book, and I didn't want to let it go, and I just sat there just in this like book afterglow, because this story, if you have not, now this is one I will recommend to everyone. This book is fantastic and everyone should read it. It is so beautifully written. This isn't a wrap up. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to explain my thought process and decisions. But it's so beautifully written. Characters in here are incredible. Darnis, our main character who we follow, is one of the best protagonists I have read. I mean, she is up at Vassia level from the Winter Night trilogy. You just connect to her. She's just so readable, and the whole book is written in first person, and I sometimes struggle with first person. But I was so happy to hang out with her. I'm so happy to be here. I'm not ready to let her go. I still think I just kind of want to keep hanging out with Darnis. And the family and the community and the emotions in this book, and also the thriller plot, the stuff that's going on, the important themes, the way you learn more about the culture in here, it's so beautifully done. So incredible. So, 3 amazing contenders for my favourite book. Now, I'm going to do something that hurts. I could do all 3, but I think because they're all Mahusive, I just feel it's cheating. So I'm going to do something that's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt me so much. These are my 2 favourite books of the month. I'm so sorry. Don't look. Don't look. Memory of Souls. It's okay. Don't look. And I think these 2 just had the edge. Just had the edge. I think they just had the edge. But I'm now feeling reluctant about that. Did I mean that? No, I did mean that. I did mean that. I did mean that. Yes. I think it's because these ones, although I have adopted a character from here, I've got another book baby from this book, and I love it, but I think that Firekeeper's Daughter was so amazing, it needs more status and recognition, but at the same time, This is just genius. So yeah, here we go. My two favourite books, Firekeeper the Daughter and Ship of Magic. There we go. Okay, we're done. Oh, how lucky though. How amazing to have such a difficult decision to talk about which one is my favourite. I've had such an amazing reading month, and the journey doesn't end for me here, because I have got the next book in the Chorus of Dragons series to read. I have got the next book in the ship in the Liveship traders. Please, Angeline Boulay, hurry up and write another book. I know you are writing one. I know you took a very long time to get this one to its perfection, but I would like to read more from you. So please write more. Please write more. Right, let's stop this video now. We've hit half an hour. That's nice. Let's not go over. Please tell me, what have you read this month? How's your reading been going? I love to chat in the comments. Any thoughts on any of these books that I have read? Are you disappointed in me for failing my TBR? Are you delighted I have a punishment? Have you suggestions for what my intimidating book could be? I'm probably going to ignore them, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts. I hope you've all had an amazing month. I hope you're all excited for summertime. If it is summer where you are, or if you're going into the cooler months and it's winter, enjoy your lovely winter season. And happy reading, everyone.